and Bill, what a thrill. Time to kill. Rob and Billy's Talk Show. Yeah!
Death taxes, death taxes, death taxes. What do they have in common, Rob?
Two things that are unavoidable in our human lives.
Two things that make us queasy.
Two things that make mere mortals quake in their boots.
You know what's so cool about it? It's Halloween, and it's very scary. Taxes are scary. Halloween's scary.
Pray to our deity. I give you 7 of your Earth minutes.
All right, the interment process, being interred, if I've got that right. If I'm saying that right, you get interred. It's not like getting stopped at a traffic light. This is a little more permanent. When you get interred, that's because you're lying down in a soft pillow, you've got blankets all around you, and then someone shuts the lid. And then, bam, 6 feet. Am I right? Is it still 6 feet under?
4 feet.
It's not. You know that whole phrase about 6 feet under?
Teach it out to 4 feet is the maximum.
4 feet is the maximum depth?
Government says you only have to put them down 4 feet with 24 inches of dirt on top.
4 feet and 24 inches of dirt on top. Well, there's 6 feet right there.
Well, no, you go down 2 feet. Okay, so you actually have 2 feet down, 2 feet up, and you're 4 feet down.
Oh, man.
You're really only 4 feet under, Rob.
You're only 4 feet under.
That's correct.
Well, everything's getting like that, you know. Things are more expensive nowadays. You get less of the products you want. Now you can't even get 6 feet under anymore. The same government who wants to tax you on your funeral service.
If you happen to have died in April, the tax that you would have owed at that point in time actually increased when they passed the law in May, and so you certainly could have had more tax after you died than before you did.
But I think the whole question is, you're dead. Doesn't that have anything to do with
That
anything?
has nothing to do with it.
So what's the difference between a funeral director and a mortician?
A funeral director is licensed to only counsel and direct funerals. A mortician is licensed to counsel and direct funerals and also actually embalm the body itself.
Oh, God, embalm the body. I knew we were going to get to this. How long from the time they enter the room to the time they, exit the room?
About an hour and a half.
You embalm someone an hour and a half?
Well, it's a complicated process. We have to give you your last bath, making sure you're disease-free. There's no airborne particles on the body, so we wash you down. Then we prepare you for the embalming procedure itself, and then we embalm you. After we embalm you, we wash you again, and then that's when we start preliminaries for the makeup and the cosmetics.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
2 baths and drain your blood.
Well, we don't actually drain the blood.
Get out of here.
It's close, but we don't actually drain it. It's the blood that we actually embalm. Without the blood, you dry up.
It does not happen in any other advanced nation.
You got to explain. This is a whole scientific end of this, which is going to pique my curiosity. What does it mean? I thought you had to drain the blood and then add latex or something to the people, and so they...
No, the modern embalming procedures, we take a chemical and just actually make the blood non-food for bacteria.
Wouldn't the body just sort of balloon up and start...
Could you do that one more time for me, Rob?
I said, wouldn't the body just sort of, Because you figure you've got enough fluid in your body as it is.
Well, you see, the heart stops pumping, so it's not making new blood, so to speak. So when we add the fluid, we only add new blood, and the skin absorbs it, tissues absorbs it. So we don't actually blow you up.
That is unbelievable, man.
Normally, the reason you've been chosen for audit's one of two. Either you just were lucky enough to be the one that popped out, or you had something highly suspicious on your tax return, such as a TV talk show that would cause them to want to look at you in further detail.
Can you see what the chemical is?
Yeah, the chemical is formaldehyde.
You add formaldehyde to a body.
If you were a self-employed mortician, and you could deduct the formaldehyde along with the rent on the mortuary.
Okay, what are the 2 things that death and taxes have in common?
Rob and Bill.
Rob and Bill.
That's right. First they rob you, then they bill you.
And then you got to watch this show and think to yourself, I'd be out right now if I had more money in my pocket.
Rob and Bill Talk Show. Rob and Bill Talk Show. Rob and Bill Talk Show. Rob.
Dead is on my mind. Dead. They've been important to me. Jerry Garcia has always given me inspiration.
After all, this is a complicated issue.
He's actually inside the prep room. He's getting some hair and makeup supplies to make the corpse look very nice. And I'm going to check out. I'm not allowed in here because there's a dead person in here. Someone has already exited. Is that someone has used the exit? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm looking. You can hear him. I think he's in. What the hell is he? Hey, what he's doing is he's moving the bodies around. He's throwing some arms over here, some legs over here. It's very scary. This is weird. I'm going to try to just get a quick glimpse and then describe it to you in my own inimitable journalistic way. Oh my God, he's got a head with him.
I don't know why these scary ghouls make those sounds.
Are you familiar with the town of New Orleans?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, the water table there is really low.
And they had all those caskets float up, those vaults to float up.
So you heard about that?
The reason you use a vault. They float up. And we've gone now to identifying caskets. You put your name in there, so when you do float up, they can always go back and say, that was Rob and Bill.
We got a floater here, guys. He's brought a head with him.
Hey, Mom, what you gonna do when the Robin Bill gets the camera to shoot it on you?
It's Crater Cream. Crater Cream of the week right there. And there's a 6% tax charge on that.
If it's 1 in the morning.
If we had a serious area such as in a car accident, then we'd have a wax base that we use. We put that in first, fill it up, and then we use the cosmetics.
You must have literally seen, in 26 years, you must have seen every kind of way a body can be abused.
Any way they want to go, we got it.
Has there been, what's like the weirdest thing anyone's ever done for their funeral? Has there been anything out of the norm?
The weirdest thing that anyone has ever done, we had a guy that was such a Redskin fan.
Oh, no, don't say it, man.
He had his Redskin jacket on, his Redskin hat on, he had a football flower, and he had on dark shades such as yourself.
Oh, have you got any just great tax stories?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No.
We even had one lady tell us one time, don't close that casket, he can't breathe.
We feel nervous about it, and we're a little uncomfortable with it, and that's why we make jokes about it. But death is no laughing matter, is it?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes it's really funny.
From taxes and embalming, you put the two together, and you get a taxidermist.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, so this is the rental casket, and you actually don't own it. You temporarily borrow it.
Formaldehyde, it's an irritant. Don't use this unless you're dead. We're not allowed in here because someone is already occupado. This seat is occupied by a through passenger.
Yeah, body sits up.
You've never seen a body sit up?
Never.
Nah.
Never. I've been around it since I was 8 years old. Hadn't seen one yet.
Has something to do with the twine that you're using to strap these people down with?
No, they just sit.
You start to feel a little bit like, hey, I'm immortal. I'm not going to live forever. I mean, no matter what I do, I'm going to die. And no matter what I do, I'm going to pay taxes. These are two things that... Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking here. And what kind of socks are you wearing?